Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about one of my most favorite memories, and this is actually when I went to Japan. So it was one of my favorite memories because I learned a lot about myself and about new cultures, and it was just a great experience overall. So let's get started with how the story all began. Alrighty, so first things first is we left my house around 5 in the morning and we made our way to the airport. And as soon as we got to the airport, I texted my friends and I was like, guys, where you at? Where are we meeting? And as soon as we met up, we were at the gates and we were actually kind of lost. So this is a little clip of what we discussed. Where are we going?
Japan.
Yeah, we're going to Japan. Alrighty, so at this point of time, we had met with the group, and it was actually a big group because I just didn't know the amount of people that were gonna go. And the first things first, we had to check in our bags and just they had to check us, just the typical airport stuff. So we did that for about an hour and 30 minutes. So once we finished getting our bags checked in and all that, it was time to say goodbye to our loved ones, and this was actually so sad. Just kidding, that actually wasn't me, but it did go a little bit something like that just because I was kind of sad since I wasn't going to see my family or my loved ones for about 2 weeks. So after we had said goodbye to our loved ones, it was actually time for the plane. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it was actually my first time riding a plane, and it was only about an hour of a ride, so I wasn't that scared, but I didn't know what to expect. So this was actually when we arrived to Denver, Colorado. We had checked in at the airport and we just had to sit down for a couple of hours, get our bags checked and check in. And we also had to change our currency here, as you could see. And our plane got delayed for 6 hours, guys, 6. So we were just waiting, but something really scary happened because we waited for that long and we didn't get checked in till the last hour or so it took a while, and by the time we were all done, it was almost time to board our flight. And so this was literally us, and it was just kind of a scary experience. So guys, actually everything ended up turning out okay at the end, and the only scary thing that I realized I was coming up was that I was gonna have to be on the airplane for 14 hours, and I've never in my life gone on a plane for that long. It's like my second time on the airplane, considering that my first one was actually on the way to Denver. So I remember as soon as I got on the plane and we just started flying, I remember I was feeling a bit more relaxed because I was a bit anxious at first, but at this point, I remember I had just ended up falling asleep for half the plane ride, and sooner or later, time actually came up. So as soon as time came by, I remember I was just so excited, and I remember I was looking at the plans from day to day, and I was just like, okay, what are we gonna do? And I just couldn't stop hyping it up. Eventually, after all that, we made it to Japan, and I remember just seeing this beautiful island, and I just knew that we had gotten there. Yay, guys, we actually made it to the airport right here, and I remember we were checking in and I was amused because I was just so excited. So this is what the airport looked like.
ただいま近くにおりません。ピーという発信音の後にお名前、電話番号と要件を
After making it to the Japanese airport, we had checked in. We had to do our typical international stuff like getting our passports signed and doing all that stuff. I remember I was so excited. I remember when I saw the Welcome to Japan signs, it all felt so surreal, and at this point we were just waiting for our tour guide, and his name was June. Shout out to June, he was one of the best tour guides ever. And so I remember we were on the bus, and this is what the city looked like, and it was so beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys some clips of what Japan looks like at night. After we were done viewing the city, I remember we started walking to our hotel, and this is what our view looked like. This was actually what was in front of our hotel, and I remember we were visiting the 7-Elevens because it was so freaking cool. Like, they had one in every corner, and this is actually what our hotel looked like. So I remember we had just got into the hotel and we were unpacking, and we were just talking about how each day was gonna go. And I remember we got there and we had a couple meals because we were on the plane for a while. So this is what our meals looked like. And I remember we were just so it was actually the next day, and this is where stuff got interesting. This is actually when we got to see stuff. So I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy because I want you to experience what I experienced. So I'm just gonna be showing you the places that we visited, and I'm not gonna be doing much talking, just so you guys can look at the pictures. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. That is a little bit of what Tokyo looks like, and it was just beautiful and an amazing experience. So now on to Hakone. So after our adventure was done, that was Hakone. It was very beautiful. It was my personal favorite just because it was a bit more on the relaxing side, and I don't know, I just thought it was really beautiful, so it was my favorite. But yeah, now on to our next adventure. So that was Kyoto. It was a very beautiful city, and I experienced a lot. This is definitely for people who love to explore. So our next adventure was Nara. So Nara was very beautiful to look at. I would say it would be actually my second favorite place that we visited because there was a lot of nature and just a lot to look at. But our next place was Hiroshima. This was a bit more on the tougher side just due to like history and but yeah, this is Hiroshima for you guys. So let me go ahead and show you now. Alrighty, so it is actually time I wrap this up, but I just have to say that Japan was just like a beautiful memory and it made me into who I am today because it taught me a lot about myself that I can overcome my fears, and it just showed that like if you want something done, you can do it if you work hard for it. And so before this trip all happened, I would say I was less open-minded and I was actually quite scared for it all to happen. But after I took this adventure, everything just changed and it opened my mind a lot more. So I would definitely recommend to anybody that just wants to face their fears or try something new to go for it because you only live once. And I just think it was a really good experience and I definitely recommend for other people to go for the dreams. But that does conclude my project and I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you had as much fun as I did making this. So thank you all for listening and for your time, and yeah, I hope that all of you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.